Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another podcast on my channel, Dejah Brew, and I'm your host, Dejah Olson. Thank you so much for joining me again. I really appreciate it. So grab a coffee or a juice or, maybe even a smoothie if you're feeling like it because it's just so warm and beautiful outside. And sit back, and I have kind of a girly topic to talk to you guys today about. So girls, this is mainly for you. Guys, feel free to stay if you want to learn more about birth control because that's what we're going to be talking about today. I know maybe not a lot of people would want to talk about this on the internet, but I don't know, I really just want to be authentic for you guys and just show my true self and talk about real things that go on and that happen. And just because I don't know, it can be considered like personal, I just want to share my experiences with you because I don't know, a lot of people have their opinions on birth control but yet have never been on it. And I don't know, I prefer to hear about what people think of topics like this that actually have experience with them. So that's what I'm here to talk to you today about. Okay, my birth control experience started when I was 16, and yeah, that was roughly 2.5 years ago, so I've been on it for that long. And I go to Three Rivers Public Health, and I love them there. They are so amazing, and the first nurse practitioner I had that help me, show me all the options that they provide, and they do testing for free, and it's just such a great place. And yeah, the nurse I had, she was so sweet. I just loved her so much, and I think we talked for like an hour before I even decided on one, even though I had been doing my research before my appointment. And I don't know, they're just so amazing there. I just love, female doctors. They're just, for the most part, they're just amazing, and they made me feel so comfortable, so safe. And I don't know, I feel like hospitals or like health departments are pretty clean in general, so it was just overall a great vibe, good experience, even though I don't like the doctor because I'm scared of like getting my blood drawn, things like that. But this was just felt like a different experience, even though you're still going into a room with one of those hospital beds. No, what are they called? I don't know, just examination bed, whatever, that has the sheet over it. So yeah, I just walked in by myself when I was 16. Well, I made an appointment and then walked in by myself, and I don't know, I've always been raised to be independent, and I had told my mom about it prior, that I was thinking about it, and we don't really talk about topics like this. I don't know, it's just not how my family is, my relationship with her is, and that's okay because I got to hear, friends, and I had older girls that I hung out with, and then, they would tell me their experiences, so at least I got some knowledge from them. And yeah, that's why I went in alone. I don't know if other people go in with their moms anyway, but I just was feeling independent as always, and I was like, I'm just gonna call, make my appointment. And I don't even remember, I think I wanted to get the implant or the IUD right off the bat because you don't have to worry about them for so long. But when they were telling me the side effects and things like that, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And I decided to go on the depot to start. The depot shot, I think progestin is the hormone that it gives off, and I always called it a butt shot when I was with my ex or telling my friends about that I had this appointment. I'd be like, okay, I gotta go get my butt shot, instead of have to go to a birth control appointment. I would just call it my butt shot. And it wasn't bad at all. That first day that I went in initially, once me and the nurse practitioner, we decided on what was best for me, then she got the shot ready, and then boom, I got it that first day. And it's really nice because I mean, it's better, to me, I think it's better than the pill because you gotta take it every single day, and I don't know. Yeah, I take vitamins, but like, I like taking them because they're not completely necessary. Like, it's not like a medication, it's just vitamins I take every day. I don't know. I didn't really want to worry about the pills, but the shot, it lasts for 2.5 to 3 months each, and then you go get another one. I'm like, okay, you know, like, that's not too bad. I can forget about it for a little bit until my next appointment. So that's what I did. I started with that, and they always, at first they said it was gonna be 3 months, and I was like, okay, for a year. But what you don't really realize until a little bit, you know, after you start getting them, is that it's 2.5 weeks basically, because 3 months is the end of your 2-week window. You get a 2-week window, and so that's basically 2.5 months to 3 months. And if you get it at the beginning of that window, then you're like set, especially if you're like sexually active. It's better to get it right then, because then you know for sure it's gonna work, be even more effective. And then, but you do have 2 weeks, so that's where that 3 months comes in. So you're kind of, I don't know, it's 2.5 months, and that makes, I don't know, you have to get them a little bit sooner, but that's okay. I was on that for 2.5 years, and honestly, I loved it because, you know what, it stopped my period. What? Crazy! I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know that was a thing. Before then, I didn't even know that you could ever just not have a period. I thought it was just a shitty thing that women had to do every month, kind of forever until menopause. So the fact that it was able to stop that, and I've never liked my period, you know, it was always kind of heavy and just not fun, and I don't know, I don't even remember what having a period was like, and that is really crazy because it's been so long. I think I had, like, a year ago, I had a little bit of spotting, and that was literally it. But that was really nice. So never having to worry about a period every month, and like when summer comes around, I don't know, I always remember before I got on birth control, it'd be like, oh, you know, I'm on period in summer, and, you know, I'm wearing a swimsuit, but then you gotta worry about changing the tampon, because, like, I don't know. I'm trying to spit out some period facts, but yet I haven't had them so long, and I don't even know if they're true, so I'll refrain. But I know that it especially sucks in the summer. I don't know, you're wearing less clothes and swimsuits, and if you're on your period, you should stick with, like, black bottoms, even if you want to wear, like, pretty fun ones. And I don't even want to mess with, you know, pads and swimsuit. No, I don't feel like doing that. So anyway, it was really, really nice that it just stopped my period completely. I just love that. And it made me emotional. I don't know. I feel like my main emotions are, I'm pretty happy for the most part. I love life, and that's like my main emotion. But my only other emotion I really feel is sadness, and I don't really get angry. Sometimes I get a little upset, but then I just like cry. So I feel like it turns into sadness. But what it does, the birth control, like the hormones, it kind of like heightens your emotions. So especially like the first week after getting the shot, like if just a little thing like put me off, I would just start crying a lot. But I was used to crying because that's just me. I'm just a little bit emotional. I think I've always been. So I kind of heightened a little bit, and I remember like getting in arguments with my ex and stuff, and I would just cry a ton. I don't know. So like that kind of sucked, but I don't know, being single, I don't cry that often anymore, especially because it's summer. But that was one thing that sucked just a little bit, and the other one was weight. I feel like I know it definitely made me gain some weight, and I don't know, it was weird because I didn't feel like I looked any different in the mirror at all. Like I still thought, you know, I looked very pretty, good body, yada yada. But every time I had to go get a new shot, the first thing they did after like I checked in, when they took me to the back, is they weighed me because it's like a doctor's office, and I hated that because it's like you step on the scale and it's like right in front of your face, and then I think I gained a good like 40 pounds. Yeah, but that's just another thing why like we shouldn't look at scales, because I don't know, I feel like the only thing it makes you do is like stress out about your weight, and I feel like I would have been completely fine not knowing what my weight was, and because I literally felt the exact same, you know, in my everyday life. I didn't think I looked any different, but like the scale, I was like, oh, that's annoying. But I would get over it because, you know, I'm like, don't worry about babies because I don't really want kids, at least not for a long time. And I love not having a period, so, you know, I'll take it. It's okay. I still think I look good, and that's what matters. So, yeah, those were kind of the main things about birth control. But honestly, I had a super good experience because it pretty much stopped my period right away. And I know it's different for everyone. Like, some people still spot, some people don't have it at all, some people still have it, just lighter. Yeah, it really just depends on the person. But I want to be here today to like tell you my experience, because I had a good one. Doesn't mean you're gonna have a really good one, but at least the knowledge coming from me better than someone that hasn't even had it yet and is just trying to say how they feel about it, but they've never even been on it. So that's why I want to tell you about it. And I decided to film this today because a week ago I actually switched. Finally, after 2.5 years, I switched to the IUD, and I got the Kyleena, like Kyleena. And yeah, that's an IUD, so it's really cool. It just goes right up there, and it's good for 5 years, which is so cool, like way longer than 3 months. I'm so pumped. And she's like, yeah, you don't have to get it changed until, what date? June 1st, 2028. I was like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And for this, all you really have to do is like do a string check. So you gotta like put your fingers up there clean, you know, and make sure that the strings are still there, to make sure they didn't, I don't know, go anywhere. It's not out of place, it didn't fall out or anything. But that's not a big ask because you don't have to go into the doctor all the time. So that's really cool. And yeah, my experience getting that also was so good. I had psyched myself out about it a lot because, I don't know, it's different than just a little shot in your butt. No, like they have to insert this. And I was nervous because I had told like my girlies at work, I don't know, just wanted to talk to them about it, and then they were like, oh, good luck, and they're like, I hope you don't have to use that tenaculum because, oh, if you use that, then, you know, it's gonna really hurt. I'm like, guys, we don't need to talk about it. I'm like, we don't need to talk about it. Just, I'll go in and I'll let you know how it goes, you know, next week at work. And I went in. I've been riding my bike to work the past 2 weeks, so I had work that day because I work every day. So I biked to work, and then my appointment was 30 minutes after work. So I rode my bike from work to the appointment and checked in, got all ready, and it took a little bit. Well, I had to fill out a couple, you know, some more paperwork, and then the nurse practitioner and I, we talked about, I don't know, like if I was really set on this one, just making sure, again, which is really nice of them that they don't just, you know, oh, you said we're gonna do this, so here it is, and let's get it done. They're like, they want to talk it through with you, so, you know, you're sure that this is what you want to get. And that ended up taking a little bit of time, and honestly made me just, I was like anticipating it more. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna hurt, like I'm kind of nervous, but it's okay because it's just gonna be for a little bit of time and then be all done. So finally, she steps out of the room so I can change. I just have to take off like my pants and my underwear and put like a towel one of those really thin towels over me and then sit on the table. And I remember I asked her, well, I told her, I was like, hey, can I like text my friend quick because she's gonna come over, but just ran a little late. Like, I just want to tell her, you know, to come over a little later. And she's like, oh yeah. And she's like, and you can like use your phone when I'm doing the procedure if you want to. And I was like, really? I was like, can I listen to music? She's like, yeah, of course, why not? So I'm like, yes. I have to like just think about what she's doing. So she comes back in and I have one of my earbuds in, and I had a lot of YouTube videos to watch because I subscribe to like, I have like 6 favorite YouTubers, and I was trying to find a good one to watch, and I came across Ray, his canceled remix. Yeah, his remix to his canceled song, with his best friend, and I decided to listen to that because, you know, it's just kind of like a hype vibe. It was a good song, and she was like, are you ready? And I was like, yep. And then I don't know if I want to go into too much detail on here about it, but they had to like open up down there so then she could, with, I don't even know what it was called, but it had a light on it so then you can like see. And then if your cervix is like tilted up or down, then they need to use this thing called a tenaculum, and it's like almost like a scissors, like a pliers, and it's like metal with 2 pointy things on the ends, and then you put it on the cervix and then like tilt it up or down if you need to. And that's what I was really nervous for because obviously that's gonna hurt. But she did not need to use that on me because mine was like perfectly straight. I was like, thank God. I was so happy about that. And yeah, she just puts like this little like plastic rod up, and it measures because you need to know how far to insert the thing. So it's like kind of like the test run. And then yeah, she just put that up, and then it has to touch the very top of the inside of your cervix. And that's when I was like, I got like it was literally contraction. Like that's what they say that it's supposed to feel like. It's like you're having a contraction, and it just felt like a really bad cramp. But I got over it. It was okay. The whole time I was like, I didn't have to use the tenaculum, thank God. And then she went up the second time with the other one, and that one inserts it, kind of like a tampon, just inserts it in there. And then that was it. And that took about 5 minutes, and that was like the length of time for Ray's canceled remix. And I was like, are you done? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, what, already? That was only like 5 minutes. She's like, yeah, your cervix was like perfectly straight on. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I don't know, it just felt like I was meant to get that one because everything just worked out good. And she was like, do you feel okay to like sit up, or do you want to keep laying down for a while? I'm like, no, like I'm good, I'll sit up. And then I was like smiling, whatever. And then she like gives me the look, and she's like, are you okay? Like, are you sure you're okay? You know, like I don't want you riding your bike home and you know, if you're not feeling the best or you're feeling nauseous or anything. And I'm like, nope, like I'm fine. I was just so freaking happy she didn't have to use that tenaculum on me. And yeah, it was just funny that was her reaction, like, are you sure you're okay? And I was just kind of elated that she didn't have to use that scary looking device, and I had told her so, and then she just laughed. And yeah, overall it was a really good experience. But honestly, if they had used the tenaculum, I don't think it'd be like terrible. Like, of course it hurt, but it's not gonna be for a long time they're gonna have to do it. So yeah, and it's not everyone they have to use it on. Like, they don't have to use it on me. So it all depends on the person. And yeah, I've had it for a week now, and they said that you could spot a lot at first, or like, I don't know, bleed at first. And it's been a week and I haven't yet, but I'm thinking that's because the IUD has the same hormones, or hormone, I don't know, as the depot shot. So I'm hoping that I just continue to not have a period, because that would just be amazing. So yeah, that was my experience with birth control. And yeah, I hope you took something from this. You know, if you're thinking of switching to a different method, or you're thinking of going on it, just trying it, and like nothing's permanent unless you get your tubes tied, like that's permanent. But like a pill, you can just stop taking the pill. The shot, you can just stop going in for another shot. You know, IUD, remove, implant, they can remove it. Like nothing, none of it's really permanent. So if you just want to try it, if your periods are really bad, or you're scared of having a baby, you know, right now, that's perfectly valid. Like, I think it's worth a shot to try it because, you know, it's not permanent. Like, you can always get off of it. And yeah, that was just my experience with it. And yeah, if this was TMI, I don't really care. I mean, I just want you to learn something from it. Like, not putting this, I don't know, putting this on the internet so I can like tell you about my experience. So, you know, if you want to try it or switch to a new one, then you have this to go by. So I think that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about birth control. Honestly, the time just goes by really fast when you're on it. Like, I'm surprised it's been as long as it has. I'm like, 2.5 years already? Like, what? But what's made me realize is that I hate periods and I don't want to have one ever again. And one day I might have to, but cross that bridge when we get there. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for listening this week. I really appreciate you. You make my heart so happy. And if you're on YouTube, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe. That would really help me out a lot. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful week. And I will see you in my next podcast. Bye.